All right, that is it for your entertainment, for now anyways. Up next on the show, we're going to be talking with David Mas. He's a lawyer, a blogger, a scooter commuter, and a motorcyclist. Listen to this. He went around the United States on a Vespa. So imagine the stories there. We're very excited to have him in our
Look at him
studio.
go!
He's pulling up. That's right. That's up next on City. He's just getting there. I got to meet him downstairs.
He passed the station. Someone get him back here. Breakfast television. Hey, if you are looking for a different way to commute, to scoot, to get in and around town, we're going to be talking to a scooter Vespa enthusiast who's done some pretty great things coming up in a few moments. But before we get to that, let's check in with Catherine for a look at weather and traffic. And Catherine, it's going to be a scorcher.
It certainly is. And right now in the downtown area, if you take a look at what's behind me, it looks very hazy. We have a bit of a smog over the Montreal area. 20 degrees holding steady, though it feels like 27, so already very hot. 19 degrees over in Quebec City and 12 over in Gaspé. And this is what it's going to look like for your 7-day forecast. Lots of heat, lots of sunshine as well. Look at Friday all the way through to Monday. We're looking at sunny conditions, mostly sunny on Tuesday and 28, so the heat continues, but it's really for today that you need to pay close attention. 30 degrees today, it's going to feel like 40. This is your traffic update this morning, and it is extremely busy on the westbound Met, bumper to bumper out from the Anjou interchange all the way down to Décarie. The 19, the 15, and the 13, all extremely busy, especially at the 440. We're looking at lots of congestion there. You're losing quite a bit of time. Just make sure, of course, now everybody's back at school, work schedule, summer vacation's over. Just make sure you leave yourself a little bit more time in the morning. You're going to need it. Lots of construction happening on the roads. St. John is where it's busy for the 40 and the 20 through the St. Pierre interchange as well. Extremely heavy right before Cavendish. If you're coming in this morning on the Victoria Bridge, look at this. Close to the half-hour mark there. 15 minutes for the Champlain inbound, 8 on the Jacques-Cartier. Coming in from the Laval area, 33 minutes on the 13 southbound, 25 for the 15 southbound. Look at this. 19 southbound, usually about 7-minute drive. You're looking at a half hour. And finally, if you're coming in from the West Island, both the 40 and the 20 over the half-hour mark, and Décarie southbound, top to the bottom, is around a 12-minute drive. And now over to Alex, who's with scooter commuter David Mas.
That's right, Catherine. Thank you very much. I'm here with David Mas, who is, yes, a scooter commuter, but you're also a lawyer, you're also a blogger. And I guess my first question has to be, because you're a retired lawyer, right? And
yes, I am. I retired recently.
And so you decided to go around the United States on a Vespa. Where did this interest, where did this love for the Vespa come about?
The love for the Vespa started in high school, but I didn't have one. I got one lift on a Vespa once, and as soon as I saw them, heard them, and got a ride on one, I was hooked. It only took about 30 years to actually get a Vespa. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I started commuting because my wife and I went to Paris, and I saw all types of people riding on two wheels, executives, students, everybody really rides on two wheels in Paris because of the congestion. And I thought, if they can do it, I can do it too. And that's how it began.
But then you took it to a whole other level. You went around the United States on your Vespa.
Well, not quite around the United States. I met a young lady at the end of July, and she had gone through now she's gone through all 48 states.
Okay.
At the time that I met her, she had gone through 46 of them. But before that, a few years earlier, I'd gone on quite a large tour. About 3,000 miles through the Northeast, down to the Atlantic coast, and so on.
Wow!
In the company of other motorcyclists.
And why do that on a Vespa? I mean, a lot of people hardly do that trip in their cars.
That's a really good question, because recently, in March of this year, one of my blogger friends in Germany wanted to tour on the East Coast, and we bought a very large Honda motorcycle together.
Okay.
And I have this Honda motorcycle, and if you were given the choice of touring on this bike, on this Vespa 300, or touring on the Honda 750, everybody would choose the 750. It would be the wrong decision. This is a much better touring vehicle.
Okay.
This will do 70 miles an hour all day long on the interstate, and it's very, very comfortable, and you can haul more camping gear and more stuff on this bike than you can haul on the Honda.
That's so interesting. You mentioned blogger friends. Why write a blog as you're doing this?
You know, I wrote a blog because I studied a lot of blogs before I got my first Vespa, and I was very, very indebted to the blogging community for the lessons I learned, and I was very indebted to the scooter forums as well, principally modernvespa.com, and I thought I'd just return the favor. In the beginning, nobody was reading, of course, But in the fullness of time, a lot of people spotted my blog, and I've been very, very helpful in terms of helping people who decide they want to commute on a motorbike, on a Vespa specifically, and there are lots of things you need to know. So
lots of things you need to know. So what would be for Montreal commuters on Vespas, on two-wheel vehicles, what would be your best advice?
Well, first of all, wear full motorcycle gear. You see, this is the way I'm dressed right now is the way that I commute to work, and because you have to plan for when you come off the bike and hit the road, not for when you're straight up. The Montreal Vespa dealer, Montreal Vespa, on De La Roche Street sells more Vespas than any other dealer in Canada.
Wow.
You see them all over the city. The vast majority of Vespa riders you'll see in very, very nice suits.
Okay.
The women are wearing very, very trendy clothing.
Ready for work.
Ready for work. But if they come off their bike, they're going to be taking a trip to the hospital, not a trip to work.
So wear the proper gear is the best advice. David Mas, very interesting story. Thank you so much for sharing
You're
with us.
very, very welcome. It's a pleasure.
All right, up next on the show, we'll have all of your headlines. There has been a double homicide in La Chute. We'll have the latest on this. The SQ is investigating. Stay with us on City.